Hello, love bugs. I'm so excited to be with you here today. This is the new moon in Aquarius. It's actually coming effect in just a few minutes at 1:08 my time. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Africa Archield. I'm an intuitive business coach. I really love helping spiritually and socially conscious entrepreneurs scale to 500,000 and beyond without working their little behinds off and adding 100 to 250,000 to their bottom line over the course of the year. So if you want to know more about that, please hit me up in the comments below, or you can check down in the description. My number's there. You can text me or reach out to me anywhere on social media at AfricaBAB. And this is one of the things I really love to do, which is these lunar readings and monthly readings. So we're going to get on with this lunar reading. If you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat and me looking down at the chat periodically and answering questions. And if we have a little bit of time toward the end, I might even pull a card for those of you who chat. So I love doing these live. I do it at the new moon and the full moon. Of course, this is the new moon Aquarius. This is a business energy reading. So it is for spiritually and socially conscious entrepreneurs. All right, let's get started. All right, let's see what's coming up for this new moon in Aquarius going into the full moon in Virgo. Coming up in February. We are already in Mercury in retrograde, which kind of makes things a little wonky, right? If you didn't see my pick a card for February, make sure to go over there and pick a deck. But one of the things I wanted to point out is Mercury in retrograde is not a bad thing. This is our time to reimagine. It's our time to clean up loose ends. It gives us a moment to step back and reevaluate things. So definitely use this Mercury in retrograde to your advantage because, you know, Aquarius is over technology, so you can look at some of the tech things you need to reevaluate. And I don't think Mercury's been in retrograde in Aquarius in quite some time. So look at what house that's in for you. Okay, so what else did I want to say? I think I talked about that the last was it full moon in Leo? I talked about that. Also, hold on, something else is coming in. Make sure to spend some time thinking about your community. So this is the community that you have for your business. If you need to start a new community, what a beautiful time to start that community with this new moon. Might be a seed that you want to plant, especially if you want to show up on a different social media platform. I'm not for being on every single platform, right? Pick a couple that you really, one or no more than three, you want to dive deeply into is what I would suggest. But let's get on with the reading. There's just a lot coming in. And again, go ahead and comment in the chat if you have questions. All right, let's do this. We've got a couple of things popping up here. A lot coming up. Okay. So we've got, as our first card, the World reversed. Let's see if you guys can see that. Does that work for you? You can kind of see it there. The World reversed. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the Princess of Pentacles. And we've got the Tower. I pulled some more cards. I'll get to this in a minute. Okay. So these cards, I'm looking at this, and what I'm feeling is this is the energy we're coming into this new moon Aquarius with. So things feel, let's just be honest here. Things for many people have felt pretty upside down. And that's actually the read I'm getting here with the World. Things are just feeling a little upside down. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. And maybe you feel even a little bit like, hate to use the word persecuted, but persecuted is the only word that's coming to me right now. Maybe even like things were kind of closing in and not being as expansive as you want that Jupiter energy to be happening with right now in Aquarius, right? But it's a little bit of Saturn, right? Saturn wants us to make a plan and keep a plan. And even with that world, so that's kind of why it's kind of felt like, oh, what's going on? It's okay. Just keep moving forward. That's what I'm seeing here. For those of you who kept moving forward, there's a Queen of Pentacles. You start to see things, even though it felt kind of weird and wonky at first, you're starting to see things come to fruition, right? You're starting to see how that hard work and sticking to the plan is going to pay off. Same thing here with the Princess of Pentacles, right? It's just everything's starting. You're starting to see those little buds kind of come through. For some of you, it's actually been an avalanche. And then we've got, you know, the Tower, which is the moment we're in now. There might be some more kind of movement. And even before I get into the rest of this, when I see movement, it might seem, again, to be like, oh no, things are getting unsettled. It's not. Use this to ride the wave, ride the crest of the wave, right? Get at the top, be at the leading edge of things instead of trying to play catch up. You know, you can be out there. You have the drive, the passion, the spark, and the energy to really be out there in front of things, to be the trendsetter, right? Instead of trying to ride the trend after it's already happening, right? So keep that in mind in whatever kind of business you do. And if you have some comments, if you're here live, put them in the comments. And even if you come here later, right? If you're watching the replay, just let me know replay and how you're feeling at this moment. Just be the trendsetter, which can feel a little unnerving, right? Because you're really putting yourself out there. But that's the power and the spark that you have right now if you allow yourself to go there. All right. So the next one is the Seven of Cups reversed. There you go. The Eight of Cups. The Two of Pentacles reversed. And the Four of Wands reversed. We've got a lot of reversals as we're coming through here with as we're sliding into what'll be, I think, the full moon in Virgo. So with the Seven of Cups reversed, there might be a bit of compartmentalizing. Yeah. It's not compartmentalizing in a bad way. Usually I think compartmentalizing is a bad thing. This isn't in a bad way. If you have an email list or even a strong following on social media, there are certain people you talk to about certain things are more interested in some things you do than other things you do. So what in the marketing lingo, we call it segmentation, right? And that's what I'm seeing here. You might have been doing a whole lot of segmentation to the point where some of your followers didn't even know what you were doing, right? And they might have been interested. So I want you to find a way. If you send out newsletters, go ahead and make sure you're sending out a newsletter every week, twice a week, whatever it is that you want to do, where you're letting everyone know what you're doing. And then find a segment other things based on people's preferences. It's just sometimes our preferences change over time. And when you keep them segmented, they don't know the other wonderful things that you're doing. So make sure people know all the things that you're doing. That's what I'm getting from here. Okay, and then the Eight of Cups, I'm just kind of looking at this really quickly. Yeah, let them know what you're doing. They're wanting to be, they want some more knowledge from you. I'm not saying to give away the farm, right? But they want to be more knowledgeable about what you do. So depending on what you do, it might be, they want to see more behind the scenes things, right? It's the how you do things, right? So they know, oh, okay, I understand what they do, and I want to have that done too. Think of like Reiki or something. Maybe it's your setup. You don't want to necessarily, or maybe you do want to bring someone into like a Reiki session, but whatever that is for you. If you're coaching, it's some of those knowledge tidbits that you can throw out. I'm not a big on these are the 5 ways to do X, Y, and Z, right? But maybe a couple of those things demonstrating your knowledge, demonstrating that you know what you're doing. And that's what I'm seeing there. They want to follow someone who can demonstrate they know how to lead. Okay. That's what I'm seeing here. So just taking that energy, it's like earlier I said, hey, if you haven't started your own community, you don't necessarily have a group in a way, or you need to reinvigorate your own group, do that. This is kind of playing into that. Show people you can lead by leading. By leading. Show people you can lead by leading. That's a big thing I'm getting out of that Eight of Cups. And maybe that's where that segmentation comes in too. They've been segmented for so long, they're really ready to cross a threshold. There are some people who are literally waiting for you to make that offer so they can come up and work with you. Okay, they're just waiting. They don't even know that you have it. They have a desire in their heart, but you're not even showing them that it's something that you do, right? And if you're in community and you're starting to lead, I believe those things will come out for you. All right, the Two of Pentacles reversed. Again, that energy is going to wane eventually, right? That energy that you have is going to wane eventually. That Mars energy, the Tower energy I talked about earlier, as we kind of move closer to Virgo. And that's okay. That passion might dry up just a smidge, but it also means that everything has an ebb and a flow, right? So this might, again, be like a little bit of a slowing down right as I think Mercury will be coming out of retrograde. So there's probably a little bit of, as you're reimagining things in your business or you're cleaning up loose ends, there might just be a little bit more going on as Mercury is coming out of retrograde. All right. And then, like I said, the Four of Wands. Again, a little bit of slowing down. A lot of, make sure, I mean, some of you put out a lot of inspirational posts. I do too. I put out a lot of inspirational posts. Make sure to start, as you're moving into that season with the full moon in Virgo, that you start elevating others in your community, whether it's your clients, or just like, as my biz bestie says, but your wolf pack. Start elevating other people, to give them, to put them on the pedestal, to give them spotlight. That's going to really help you. It helps with your networking, of course, and being in other communities and being seen. And sometimes the best way to be seen is to help someone else be seen, right? That's what I'm getting from this part of the reading. I have a couple more cards I want to pull. As I do, go ahead, like I said, ask your questions in the chat. I'd love to see what is coming up for you, what questions you have. And if you want a card pulled, let me know in the chat. Don't be shy. All right. And hopefully I'll be able to see it. All right. So there's a couple more cards here I need to pull. And all right. Adjustments are required. Oh my goodness. This card has really come up. It came up in one of the pick a decks. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see. Adjustments are required. So take that quite literally. This is the perfect time to make all the adjustments that you need. So whether it's to systems, to programs, to your services, make those adjustments. That's what I mean by reimagine what's going on in your business. Sometimes it's just adjustments. It's just tweaks that need to be made to really have you skyrocket and profit. And I love doing that for people, finding those little tweaks that can be made. I was talking to a client the other day, and one of the tweaks we had talked about was, it's very simple, right? When you talk with someone and let's say you're doing sales calls, make sure that at the end of that call, if it's whatever isn't resolved or they had questions or they want to think about it, whatever, make sure to set a time for the follow-up, right? She had stopped doing that. She's like, I don't know why things aren't closing the way they should. And we started to dissect what was going on. She's like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. It's just an adjustment. It's a tweak to be made. And sometimes I don't have a crazy sticky note up here right now. I have other ones, but it means putting a sticky note wherever you tend to have those calls or whatever you're doing so that you can remember, put a sticky note up. All right. I used to have a sticky note up every time I did a lot of Zoom calls and stuff like that, and I would forget to hit record. Right. So I would put a sticky note up that said record, and I would see it and I was like, oh my God, am I recording? And I would press record. So put those sticky notes up. Remind yourself. Develop systems that help you stay on path. All right. Let's see what we've got here. A couple cards. We've got, again, Mars. For those of you into numerology, this is card number 5. Right? Remember, I said you've got a lot of fire and spark to make things happen right now. We've got Sun, which is Spirit, which is card number 1. And again, normally with the Sun, it's the spotlight. So the spotlight's going to be on you right now as you're moving and shaking and making things happen. But remember to spin that spotlight back to others in your community, whether they are your peers, your mentors, or your clients. 6th house routine. I can't think of a better card to come up. For those of you in numerology, that was card number 30. And what I just say, create routines, right? Have systems in place so things that get done. And again, this is the perfect time for you to put systems in place, right? Using technology, not using technology, whatever those systems have to be so that you can be consistent in the things that you want to do. This is the time to get that done, right? 6th house routines, I said that earlier. Make sure you're doing the things and getting things in place so that you're supported. There's a lot of expansion that's going to go on this year. A lot. But you need to stick to your plan. So if you haven't made your plan yet, this is the perfect time to make your plan for the year. Right? Saturn is here in Aquarius along with Jupiter, and they want to help you expand and grow, but you have to stick to a plan. And if you need some assistance developing that plan, please reach out. My information is going to be down in the description. All right, I'm looking to see if there's anyone who wanted me to pick a card for them. I know, let's see here. Trying to see if there's anyone here. Okay. I don't see anyone saying they want me to pick a card, so I'm just going to pick a general card for everyone. And of course, I have had some problems with the chats. I know some people contact me later and say, hey, I tried to chat with you. So if you're one of those people, just let me know. You can reach out to me pretty much anywhere on social media at Africa BIB, and I'd be happy to pull a card for you specifically. All right. So let's see what we've got here to wrap this reading up. That is beautiful. Show you the card. Discovery. Behold the world with new eyes. And again, perfect card for this moment of reimagining, looking at all the different nuances of your business, of your collaborations, interactions with your clients and mentors, and seeing things with new eyes. Discovering things that are working perfectly and making adjustments to things that aren't. Beautiful card for this period. That is the new moon in Aquarius reading for, what's this, February 2021. That is a business energy reading. If you need anything, please reach out to me in the comments or reach out directly to me, DM me in Africa BAB, just about everywhere on social media. And you can see the number to text also in the description. All right, with that, I say peace, joy, love to you. Thanks for being here, love bugs.